Senator goes, it was actually Congressman Stern of Florida says, and who gave you the waiver? It's in my film, Fall the Republic. And he says, the Treasury Department. I gave myself a waiver. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, if the people actually understood the English language, when they saw that, in the headlines, they would have probably thought the exact same thing you thought of. But, like I tell people this story about, words and terms, and as soon as you explain it, they're like, oh, well, I didn't see it that way, and I basically have to say, well, it's because you really don't speak English anymore. I mean, I don't know what it is. In 1984, if you, of course you'll remember, but for the listeners, I mean, what was it? There was that guy whose job it was to destroy the language until it was, quote, perfect. I mean, perfect according to who?
Yeah, that was Newspeak. It was called Newspeak, and it was ingsoc, double plus good. And they were reducing the language down so it would be impossible to even have a thought, because from birth you would be given limited language. So their job was to destroy the language and to boil it down to nothing.
Freedom of speech. Imagine not being capable of speaking in the first place. I mean, they'll love to have that kind of situation, right? I don't know. It just blows me away. I mean, like the media, right? People talk about, reality and what that they think is potentially real. And, I constantly tell people, you don't even have to lie to the people anymore. If you have control over all the information they get, you just have to omit important details, Yeah,
they lie a lot by omission, but also by spin and just flat out lying, like saying polar bears are all dying and can't swim. Their numbers are exploding with the best land swimmer.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
This is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Ecola Blue atmospheric water generator that produces pure drinking water right from the humidity in the air. No, this isn't science fiction. It's very real. I know because I use one every day in my own home, and it's available right now to you. Because you know exactly where your water comes from with Ecola Blue, you'll know what's in your cup. Clean, great-tasting water without all the pollutants. Get your family off the grid today by ordering your own Ecola Blue atmospheric water generator for your home or business. Their best seller, the Ecola Blue 28, produces up to 7 gallons of water every day. The Ecola Blue 28 is easy to use and economical. Generate your own pure water from the humidity in the air. This system is free of chemicals and uses a multi-stage filtration system, including reverse osmosis, carbon filters, and ultraviolet lights. Order now and claim your water independence today by calling Ecola Blue at 1-800-691-6043. That's 1-800-691-6043. Or visit Ecola Blue on the web at www.ecoloblu.com today. This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365. Hello, folks. This is Alex Jones, and I want to invite you to go to tpr20info.com. If you suffer from chronic or recurring pain, or if you take prescription drugs for pain, then you owe it to yourself to visit tpr20info.com and get TPR20, the effective pain relief cream without the harmful side effects of prescription drugs. I use TPR20 for arthritis in my hand, and it works great. It relieves the pain fast and fights the inflammation to keep the pain away longer. On TPR20info.com, you can read about the many uses of TPR20, like arthritis, fibromyalgia, sports injuries, back pain, sore muscles, and much, much more. Visit TPR20info.com and give yourself and those you love the gift of pain relief. Order now and get free shipping in the United States and Canada. Again, that is TPR20info.com. Or click on the TPR20 banner on Infowars.com. That's TPR20info.com. right, I am going to continue with your phone calls, and then right when the show ends, you can go subscribe to the free podcast at Infowars.com. 200,000 people a day and growing downloading that for free. We have the higher quality archives, commercial free for PrisonPlanet.tv members, the audio and the video of the TV simulcast at PrisonPlanet.tv for members there. But you can get the free one at Infowars.com on the listen page. And the restreams will start for the internet audience of Jesse Ventura right at the start of the show. Exclusive, the last interview he's doing this year. He's going to Mexico in a couple days well, that's where he spends part of the year. His show is a big hit. Conspiracy Theory, I'm a consultant on it. I also appear in the show. I'm the only person to appear in multiple consecutive, 4 of the 7 episodes. And that's the #1 show on True TV in their history, #1 news show on True TV. And that's going to be premiering part 2 on 9/11 tomorrow night on True TV, formerly Court TV. So that's very, very exciting on that front. And then Lord Christopher Monckton, the king of exposing ClimateGate and the fraud, filing criminal complaints on the scientists caught red-handed, engaged in fraud, hiding the decline in the last 9 years of global temperatures. That is coming up in the rebroadcast. I know a lot of AM and FM's re-air of the show. That is definitely a show that everyone is going to want to hear and see. This is so important, the fight that we're facing right now as a society. Global government is here. Global government is now upon us. And you know what? I have a Texas Monthly reporter here. We've actually interviewed before. I don't know if in the interview I'm going to argue with him about a world government existing or not. Maybe I should play for him what I played for the magazine reporter that was here yesterday. Clips of Al Gore, clips of the UN head, clips of the EU head, clips of other bureaucrats calling for global government and saying Copenhagen is the funding mechanism for all of this. But they say they're here doing a profile, so I guess that's not what this is about. It's just that I'm tired of being called a conspiracy theorist when all we're doing is reading the documents and covering the facts here on air. Now, a powerful article, and we're going to contact him and get him on, Gerald Warner, writer for the London Telegraph. Powerful article. ClimateGate, Barack Obama's rule by EPA decree is a coup d'etat against Congress made in Britain. And they talk about how the same systems in Britain and the EU are used to bypass parliaments and the elected legislatures. The EPA now announcing they're going to list carbon dioxide that plants breathe as a toxic waste. Who needs tanks on the lawn when you have the Environmental Protection Agency? Barack Obama's use of the EPA to pressure the Senate to pass his climate change Nuremberg decrees shows his dictatorial mentality. He wants to override Congress, which is hostile to the climate gobbledygook because it's representative of the American electorate, and sideline the nation's elected senators by ruling by decree, courtesy of the EPA. This is a coup d'etat. That's what I've been calling it for the last year. This is a bloodless coup by the global governing ruling class against the population, period. That's what's happening. That's what's going on. Now, continuing to expand on this, the biggest news of the day was Lord Monckton going to the United Nations in Copenhagen and threatening them with a House of Lords inquiry if they didn't give him the latest version of the Copenhagen Treaty, which was secret. The bureaucrats buckled and gave it to him. It has taxes on transportation, a global authority over air travel, a global tax on financial transactions. This is total control. 700 plus new bureaucracies, not agents, 700 new bureaucracies over every facet of our lives. And on top of that now, we have this London Guardian story, Copenhagen Climate Summit in disarray after Danish text leak. Now, this is nothing new for our listeners. This information is nothing for you. It's all covered in Fall of the Republic in detail because we have their own documents. But the UN had lied to the third world and told them, hey, we're going to loot America and England and Europe and Japan for you. You don't have to make any carbon cuts. We're going to loot them, and we're going to give all of that money